On 3A, I'm asked to find the centroid for MNO, and remember the centroid is found by using the medians. So I'm going to start by looking at my picture. And to find a median, I have to go from the vertex to a midpoint. So I'm looking for two midpoints that kind of jump out at me. And none of them really do. So I'm going to have to use that midpoint formula, and that's fine. So on MO, I have -4 plus 10, I'm at 6. Divided by 2, I'm at 3. So this point is 3. And then 0 minus 3, I'm at -3. Divided by 2, that's -1.5. I need one more midpoint, so I'm going to use 0 to 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 plus -3, I'm at 2. Divided by 2, that's 1. Remember, a median goes from a vertex to a midpoint. Oh, that was a bad line. So I'm going to draw those medians in. And now I need to find the slope of those lines. Okay, I'm doing exactly what I did in number 1, except this time I'm doing it 2 times, and then eventually I'll set those equations equal to each other. Okay. So I'm going to color code this a little bit. The equation for that black line, I'm going down 6.5, and I'm going over 3, so that'll be my slope. So my equation will look like y plus 1.5 equals my slope, -6.5 over 3 times x minus 3. I'm going to clean this up a little bit while I have the chance. So I'm going to subtract 1.5 here from both sides. And I'm going to distribute in the same step. So I get y equals -6.5 thirds x minus, and then -6.5 thirds times a -3 will be a positive 6.5. And then minus 1.5. This will clean up to be plus 5. I'm going to do the same thing for that red line. So my slope here, I am going up 1 over 9. So my equation will be y minus 1 equals 1/9 times x minus 5. I'm going to clean this up a little bit and distribute things. So I'm adding 1 to both sides, and I'm distributing. So I get y equals 1/9 x minus 5/9 plus 1. -5/9 plus 1 will work out to be plus 4/9. It's tempting for some kids to put these fractions into decimal form. I wouldn't, because you'll have to round and you'll be slightly off, and Miss Cronin will mark you wrong and you will be sad. Okay? All right, I'm going to take the equations that I found here. So this equation and this equation, and because they both equal y, I can set them equal to each other. So I'm going to say 1/9 x plus 4/9 has to equal -6.5 thirds x plus 5. I'm going to add 6.5 thirds x to both sides. So 1/9 plus 6.5 thirds, you get 2 and 5/18. If you're doing this on your calculator, you'll get a weird decimal. If you don't know how to change that decimal into a fraction on your calculator, ask me to show you sometime. Okay? 5, I'm going to subtract 4/9 here, so 5 minus 4/9. I'll have 4 and 5/9. Now I just have to divide. So I'm going to do 4 plus 5/9 divided by 2 plus 5/18, and I get exactly 2. Remember, I'm looking for a centroid, which is going to be part of an ordered pair, so I know x has to be 2. I'm going to go back to the 2 equations that I used before, and I'm going to plug 2 in, and I'm partial to this one written in red. So I'm going to do 2/9 plus 4/9, and I get exactly 2/3.